Hey, today I'm talking about 3 Joan Fontaine films that I really liked. So I first discovered her in Suspicion, which I crazy loved that movie, and I especially loved her performance. And so I wanted to see if I would continue to enjoy her performances in other films, and spoilers, I did. She is an incredibly talented actor who has been in some amazing films. So the names of the 3 films I'm talking about today are Ivanhoe, The Bigamist, and Born to be Bad. First up is Ivanhoe. This is a 1952 film starring Robert Taylor and Elizabeth Taylor, and it also features Joan Fontaine. And the basic premise is, this is based off of a book that I believe it's loosely based off of real life. So this night, during the time of the Crusades, the king has gone missing and everyone believes him dead, but Ivanhoe is like, no, he's still alive. He finds him and then tries to raise the funds to pay for the ransom to get the king back. But there's some complicatedness that makes it difficult. I crazy loved this movie. It is a classic Hollywood epic in all of the right ways. It is so much fun. The action is incredible. I loved the costumes. Like, if this movie was terrible, but the costumes stayed the same, I would still love this movie because these costumes are just so bonkers, especially some of the ones that Elizabeth Taylor wears. They're just like, dang! The sets are great, the performances are great, the script is so good. The dialogue is very poetic, which was a little bit difficult for me to get into at first because I'm just not really a poetry guy, and that's like the only thing I would caution with this movie is that it's poetic dialogue and that's not for everyone. But if you can get used to it like I did, it is totally worth it because the movie is just so good. Like, the story beats are great, the character development is awesome, I just had a lot of fun. The women are allowed to talk to each other, that was nice. Joan gives a solid performance, and just, yeah, no, it's great. I had so much fun with this movie and totally incredibly love this movie. Without a doubt recommend it. It is such a great, wonderful movie that I can't wait to watch again one day because it's just so freaking good. Next up is The Bigamist. This is a 1953 film, and I love it a lot. The basic premise is there is a bigamist. And that's it. That's the premise. It's about a guy being a bigamist. Okay, it's more than that, obviously. So this guy with his wife is trying to adopt a child because she can't bear children. It's real sad. But part of the adoption process is investigating the people who are trying to adopt a child to see if, you know, they're on the up and up. And this guy seems to be on the up and up until the investigator gets to Los Angeles and discovered, oh, he has a whole other life. And so the film is told in flashback form, kind of explaining how this guy got into the bigamist lifestyle. And really, this movie is just a tragic love story. It's a very beautiful love story filled with so much pain, and just like, this man did not set out to hurt several people. That wasn't his intention or his goal. He was just sad and lonely and wanted to love and to be loved. And then bad stuff happened because of it. And it's just, I feel for him so much. It's such a beautifully told story. And like, yeah, he's doing a terrible thing, cheating, but it's like, you feel for him. I felt for him so hard. Like, I would never be in a situation, but like, I can empathize, man. Like, I get where he's coming from. Never condone the behavior, but like, yeah, it's a really fantastic film. And like, what's interesting too is that like, this is prime pickings in the middle of the Hays Code. So if you're unfamiliar, the Hays Code basically means, really oversimplifying it, that if someone does something bad, they're not allowed to get away with it. So like, that was in the back of my mind the entire time, which I feel like added an extra layer of tragedy to the whole thing. Because it's like, this isn't gonna end well. There's no way this can end well. Like, literally, it can't. So what's gonna happen? And it's just, yeah, no, beautifully told story. Definitely, without a doubt, recommend. I love it a lot. And lastly is Bad to the Bone. This is a 1950 film, finally starring Joan Fontaine, and she does such a good job of carrying this film. Okay, so the basic premise is Joan plays this woman who, okay, it's a little confusing. She is about to go to business school to be a secretary, office manager type thing for her uncle's law firm? Something, I forget. But while she's doing that, she is going to be living with his current secretary office manager person who is going to quit when she gets married to this rich guy. So Joan goes to San Francisco to do all this, but there's maybe more to her than meets the eye. Maybe she has some alternative goals. Maybe she's trying to do a little manipulation of some sort. She is, and it's great. Joan does such a good job with being the lead. She kind of effortlessly carries this film, while still also giving an incredible performance. Like, it's both effortless, but then also incredibly complex and very clearly filled to the brim with talent. Like, it's such a great mixture. I do have kind of more of a complaint about this one than the other two, but I think it's more of a me thing. And that's, I think there's a lot of subtleness to this movie that I didn't pick up on. And I really truly don't think it's the movie's fault. I just didn't pick up on like the major flags and clues of everything that's going on. It just, I don't know, it just didn't happen for me. But it's not the movie's fault. I really don't think it's the movie's fault. I think it's a me thing. So I was just a bit confused at times about some stuff. But regardless of that, I still thoroughly enjoyed the hell out of this movie. Joan gives such a great performance that it would feel disingenuous to not put this in the really liked, because it's just, she knocks it out of the park. She's so incredibly talented. I can't wait to watch more of her films. Would I recommend this one? Yes, I guess a little bit cautiously, just because like I didn't pick up on the subtleties, but you're not me, and I think that you will better than I did. So yes, I would recommend this one. Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up, we got Ivanhoe sitting at number 4 in the really liked. It's so good. And then we got The Bigamist sitting at number 9. Also in the really liked. And then bringing up the rear right behind that is Born to Be Bad sitting at number 11. Again in the really liked. And this is out of a total of 27 old movies so far this year.